So I'm going to go ahead and go in with Covergirl's, what the heck is this called? Where is it? Does it have a name? Okay, I found the name. Sometimes we're stupid, and we're gonna start over now. Hey, hi, hello everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are having an amazing day. Today I wanted to sit down and do a full face of Covergirl products, and I'm not gonna lie, the reason that this idea popped into my head is because I've been watching Riverdale, and I don't know if any of you guys have seen that show, but premise doesn't matter. Me being me, I notice every single makeup product that they use in that show, and every single makeup product that they use in that show happens to be Covergirl, so I think that something's going on there. However, it gave me this idea, so we're gonna go ahead and do it. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't have every single product from Covergirl because this was kind of a last minute video idea, so I am gonna go ahead and do primer and foundation off camera, and then I'll come back and we'll actually get into the products. But go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, because we have a lot of fun here and you should join the family. Anyways, I'm going to do primer and foundation off camera, and I will be right back for you guys. Okay, you guys, so primer and foundation is on, and I do have a concealer from Covergirl, so I'm going to go ahead and go in with their True Blend Undercover Concealer, and I have the shade Buff. Like I said, this was kind of a last minute video, and I didn't pick up everything, but I did pick up a couple of products, and so this I'm actually trying out for the first time right now. So and there's a couple of products in here that are like that, and I will let you guys know what I think of them probably in a different video, because first impressions don't really tell you everything. But I'm just blending this out with my big blending sponge. I will say that this blends really easily, and it's a good shade match, which I appreciate, because we all know that drugstores don't have testers, and sometimes shades end up looking real funky. Next, to just set everything in place, I'm using the Covergirl Advanced Radiance Powder. I should stop saying Covergirl, everything is Covergirl. Anyways, you guys know that I love this powder so much as an under eye setting powder, and I have used it across the entire face before. It's not my favorite use that way, but it can definitely be done, and it does look quite nice, and it gives this nice soft finish, soft focus type of a finish to the skin, and it's almost blurring, and it's super brightening under the eyes. But it's a really pretty powder, and if you haven't tried it, I highly recommend it. So Covergirl doesn't really have a standalone bronzer, but I did find a palette. This is their True Blend Serving Sculpt palette, and it comes with a bronzer, a highlighter, and a blush. I'm very disappointed in this because I bought it, and by the time I got home, the blush was shattered and I had to repress it. And let me just say, these don't repress well. That is not what color it should be, but I do have a different blush that I can go in with. But I'm going to go ahead and use this bronzer shade just around the perimeters of my face and under my cheekbones as well. This does blend okay. It can get like stuck in some areas, so you do have to work with it a bit, but other than that, for this price point, it's kind of expected almost. Especially from a brand like Covergirl. At least my experience with Covergirl, their powder products, besides that face powder that I use all the time, I haven't had a ton of luck with them, and so I kind of expect drugstore bronzers to be a little bit patchy, but this one works okay. Okay, so I lied when I said that all of the powder products were trash, because the Covergirl Cheekers blushes are absolutely incredible. I'm going in with the shade Natural Pink, which is just a really light, cool pink shade that's really works well to kind of just give a little bit of extra life to the skin. I feel like any skin tone can use a cool pink blush. This one does have to be built up a little bit. I have another one in the shade Soft Sable that doesn't have to be built up quite as much as this one, but they're both really pretty, and these blushes are like $6, and they're always bottom shelf, and they're incredible and amazing, and more people need to know about them and talk about them because they're so good. Okay, and then for highlight, I'm going back into this little palette in the highlighting shade. This highlighter is actually really, really buttery soft. My only issue with it is that it has a visible glitter in it, which is never my favorite thing for a highlighter. But other than that, if they just took that out, it would be one of my favorites. It's honestly really, really pretty and really soft and buttery, and it reminds me of the Becca highlights a lot in texture. But that glitter just throws me off. It looks really nice on camera, but in person, it kind of makes you look like a disco ball, and it's not that cute. So for brows, I'm going to go in with the Easy Breezy Brow Draw and Fill. This is really, really cool. It has a skinny rectangular shaped pencil on one side and then a brow powder on the other. And I'm not going to lie, this is one of my favorite brow pencils. However, you guys have seen me do my brows a million times if you've watched my eyebrow ranting series. So I'm going to go ahead and do my brows off camera and I will be right back for you guys. Okay, so eyebrows are on, and for eyeshadow, I don't have an eyeshadow primer, so I'm going to go back in with the concealer that we used earlier and just dab that in. And then for eyeshadows, I'm going to be using this little quad in Alfresco. It just has 4 really neutral shades. I did have the nudes palette that they released a while back, but I think I gave that to my sister for her theater makeup because I wasn't using it, and it's super, super similar to the shades in the original Naked palette, so I just went ahead and got rid of it. Another thing that I did want to mention in this video is the eyeshadow palette that like shot out to me that they used in one of the scenes in Riverdale was the Covergirl Jewels palette. I don't even know if they still have that. Like, I know that they still have all of their nudes collection and they still have the Roses palette, but I think that they either stopped carrying the jewels or it was limited edition or they renamed it, because there was a palette that had some of like those rainbow colors. But anyways, if any of you guys have that palette, let me know if it's any good, because what I remember from the nudes palette is it was just decent. Like, drugstore shadows most of the time are just decent. They're not horrible, but they're not incredible quality, unless Wet n Wild shadows are actually really good. Anyways, I'm gonna go in with this like creamy shimmery white shade and just put that all over the lid and up to the brow bone, hopefully to kind of set that concealer down a little bit. And then in the crease, I'm gonna take this lighter brown shade in the palette and just run that through my crease with a fluffy blending brush. And then I'm taking the darkest brown shade and putting that on the outer corner and also the lower lash line. Something that I will say about these shadows is they are so no fuss shadows. Like, you can just throw them on really, really quickly if you know how to use them. And also, they'd be incredible for beginners because they are a little bit powdery, but I don't find that to be an issue. And also, they're not like the most intensely pigmented shadows on the planet, so if you mess up with them, it's not like a huge deal. Like, what I do with these, I really just kind of throw them on messily and it still turns out looking decent. So for the lid, I'm going to take that golden kind of almost like orangey golden shade and pat that on. Something that I also forgot to mention about these shadows is they have absolutely no fallout, which is so nice. Most drugstore shadows that I've used in the past are just Fallout City, ma'am. Like, they are so chalky and dusty and they just fall all over your face. These don't do that, which is super, super nice in a drugstore shadow. And then once that color's on, I'm going back in with that lightest color in the palette and using that to highlight my inner corner and my brow bone. So that's the eyeshadow completely done with just this little quad. It's super, super fast and easy. In my opinion, this quad in particular is more suited for the fall, but I mean, it works. It's cute. And then next, I'm going to go in with mascara, and this one I am also trying out for the very first time today. I love the original Supersizer mascara, but this is the Supersizer Big Curl mascara. You can see the wand has a little bit of a curve, and it's also gigantic. I don't know if that's coming off on camera, but this wand is huge. Okay, so I went ahead and applied 2 coats of that mascara. most of the time you can't really give mascara first impressions because they kind of sit for about 2 or 3 weeks of use and get better, but I will say that it's a little bit of a thicker formula, which isn't generally my favorite, but otherwise it did pretty good, and I would definitely not recommend it for the lower lashes because that wand is so large that is very, very difficult to coat your lower lashes. Anyways, for lips, I have 2 different products. One of them is still being sold. This one is definitely so old that it's been discontinued, and I don't know if I should be putting it on, but I'm gonna do it anyways. This is their Smoochie's tinted lip balm, I guess, in the shade #LoveYou. I'm not gonna lie, I freaking loved these things so much, and I'm really, really sad that they got discontinued, but they did. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and go on top of that with their Exhibitionist lip gloss, and this is in the shade Tiger's Eye. So that is this look completed. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know that I had a lot of fun doing it, and I actually really do like the way that this look turned out. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. If you're watching Riverdale, let me know down below, but please don't leave any spoilers because I'm only in season 2. I'm in like the beginning of season 2, so please don't spoil anything. Thank you. Anyways, if you would like to watch my last video, you can go ahead and do that right over here. And if you would like to subscribe to my channel, which I urge all of you to do, you can go ahead and click right over here, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.